What's up, guys? Array Mage here, doing another World of Tanks 360 gameplay commentary. This is Encounter Battle, Sand River. This was a Panther 2 gameplay I got with my friend Jet Lags. He's going under a different game, Paralyzers, I believe. He is in his T32. Tier 8 gameplay. This was one of the good matches I got with some great matchmaking and stuff. 5-kill gameplay. I was so damn close. I was one kill away from Top Gun, but oh well, it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. Anyway, still a good gameplay. I figured it'd be entertaining for some. Got lucky in the end. I almost got obliterated right at the end. I got saved though by my buddy Jet and a few people on the other side of the map. They ended up hitting us Panther 2, tracking them, and it kept the Panther 2 from killing me, an enemy Panther 2, and this Tiger 2 I was playing against, I guess he really didn't know how to angle properly, and he didn't want to take full advantage of his armor, I guess. But anyways, guys, I wanted to go ahead and continue where I left off. I wanted to talk about the balance between German mediums and American mediums overall. And I'm going to talk about it in this gameplay commentary also, because I'll be able to concentrate more, because this isn't a live comment or anything. But looking at the German and American medium tanks, it's a matter of preference, guys. Some people would prefer the American mediums, and I think most would, because American mediums are, I guess you could say, proper medium tanks. If you compare them in the scope of the PC version, I'll get to the differences in the PC and how other medium tanks react and stuff, or relate to it and such. But American mediums are, like I said, are generalists. They are meant to be very great passive scouts. They are meant to be they're meant to do it all. They're meant to do a little bit of everything. They can assault if they need to and lead frontline pushes. They can snipe if they need to. Their guns are accurate enough for the job, and they can run around and, you know, stick their nose out and passively scout an area. And of course, they can defend an area. I mean, they're generalists. They do a little bit of everything. German mediums, not quite. They're more, you can push them into those roles, certainly. I mean, they are a medium tank, you have to remember. But what sets them apart is they are meant to be specialists. They primarily specialize in sharpshooting, sniping, whatever you want to call it. But they are meant to be a mobile gun, a mobile, accurate gun on the battlefield. They're meant to I guess, fill that gap between tank destroyer and medium and heavy tanks. But it's a bit of it's a niche role. It's such a small role, because if you look at how German tanks were in World War II, real life, they were meant to engage targets at long distances. Now, typically the engagements in this game are more closer, they're more compact, and that plays into, I guess you could say, that niche role that German mediums are in this game. Because really, the shots you're taking in this game are so much closer than even German, I think even some German commanders would prefer, that, you know, you kind of wonder why some people bother with German mediums, but there are other things that set them apart. And this is something that plays into the whole German versus American medium style of play in terms of these tanks. If you actually look at the stats of German mediums in comparison to the American mediums, you will notice the German mediums have much thicker armor. And of course, it's sloped armor. Now, you would bring up, well, what's the point of sloped armor? Aside the fact that you do have a higher chance to bounce when you angle your tank properly. I'm not too sure if you'll see it at all in this gameplay, but if you angle a German tank just properly, and it's a tank with some sloped armor, you could take 100mm frontal armor, and if it's angled properly, you can turn it into 200mm of armor, just from proper angling of the tank. And you can make that into either a surface that is just so thick now with armor that the enemy can't pen it, or it's going to bounce. So And that's something I think I have bounced so many shots in an E50M, it's not even funny, and I bounced enough here in the Panther too. I mean, they are auto bounce machines if you know how to angle properly and you're smart about it. I've bounced shots from a Tiger 2 and a Panther 2, and it has saved me so many times it's not even funny. But that goes into the play style. With American mediums, you know, you don't have to really, I guess, rely on angling. I mean, it's certainly important, but it's not as big of a deal as it is with German mediums. It's probably more important on German tanks than it is with any other tank, and I'd be, even though I've never played the PC version, I would argue it's probably everything to German tanks, whereas with Russian, Britain, US, and French tanks, you may not have to worry about as much because they have other things going for them. They tend to be lower profile. German tanks tend to be much higher profile. I think the only German tanks I don't have to worry about are probably the light tanks and, of course, the Leopard line of medium tanks. Otherwise, angling is everything because you're such a big target. You got to be able to bounce shots and give yourself something to work with to make up for your large size. With the Leopard ones and, of course, the other light tanks, you're lower to the ground. You can play more traditional, if you will. Whereas with these bigger German mediums, that's how it is. And that's partially why they are not used in the same way as other mediums. That's why if you actually look at the stats for the PC, you'll see typically German mediums of the large line of the Panther family or the E50 family tend to have much more worse win-loss ratios. I don't know about KDs, but you'll see it's just kind of crappy compared to other tanks. And that brings me to the other point I was going to say. We are looking, currently in the beta, we have not even seen British mediums. We have also not even seen the Russian mediums. I don't think the Russian tanks are even going to be brought out till the release of the game. So, and we haven't even seen French tanks at all, but I'm not exactly wanting the French. Who fucking likes the French anyways? Just joking. I got nothing against French. But we haven't even seen the French. We haven't seen the full picture, and we're basically almost looking through a keyhole because we haven't seen. Nobody really fully appreciates the balance in the game so far yet because we haven't seen just how specialized of a role German mediums are going to be compared to their British medium counterparts, their French medium counterparts, their Russian medium counterparts. So we haven't quite seen that yet. We haven't seen the big picture. And there are also other things we have not seen yet. For one, the PC, the 360 version, and we haven't hit, we obviously haven't hit release yet. We're still very much in beta, but there's some differences in the 360 version that haven't even been brought in from the PC yet. For instance, this Panther 2, it does not have the same engine, I believe, in the PC. I mean, we still have the old top engine, I believe, here in the 360. So it's a much quicker tank, and I imagine I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I did in this gameplay. But, hey, that's part of the German medium. That's part of the balance in the game. They had to make the E50 and the E50M, I guess, more of that big of an upgrade or that big of an improvement over the Panther 2. And there are other things such as I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I believe there's different armor thicknesses and all that, but German mediums tend to be more specialist. They're in a niche role, and I think that's why some people feel like there's a bias or something like that against German mediums. In reality, it's just you have to think German tanks are squaring off against tanks that were built to fight them, whereas, you take Tigers, Panther 2s, and put them up against Shermans, they're going to slap the hell out. Those were the tanks they fought in the war. They didn't fight the more higher, heavy-duty tanks like the Pershing as often. Anyways, guys, this gameplay is coming to an end. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. I will be doing the M26 Pershing review real soon, but Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Enjoy the open beta. Peace out.